You may have heard of many combustible things around you, but there are many other things that don't catch fire and are termed as fireproof substances. But what are the physical and chemical properties of the material that makes anything resistant to fire? Well, keep watching Gateway to Knowledge to know the real scientific reason behind the fireproof substances. If you look around yourself, you may have heard of many disasters caused by fire. But nowadays, this probably won't happen because many modern materials are less combustible than they used to be. But what makes certain materials fireproof? Well, the term fireproof is actually a misnomer because almost anything containing carbon is hot enough and can combust and catch fire. But fire resistant and flame retardant are actually more accurate terms that can be used. And when used properly, these fire protective measures can interrupt the burning process. For example, typical plastic is combustible because it has a lot of carbon and hydrogen available to fuel a fire. Similarly, gasoline also have carbon and hydrogen available, and it is highly volatile and can evaporate easily, making it highly combustible. In contrast, a fire resistant material is one that doesn't burn easily. One example of this is the artificial stone used in the kitchen countertops. The plastic of the countertop is filled with finely ground rocks made up of hydrated aluminum oxide, which is actually a chemical compound that doesn't burn. These rocks also lower the fuel value of the countertop, making it more fire resistant. Although the rock attracts and holds water molecules, it does not get wet enough to form a puddle. Water keeps the countertop cool and helps to block heat from getting any fuel. If there is a heat source, it would need to boil away the water surrounding the aluminum oxide first in order to then heat up the fuel or the plastic molecules to burn enough. Most of the materials which are among the rare materials are actually fireproof and can be made more or less combustible only by eliminating one or more side of the fire tetrahedron. Unlike fire resistance, chemical known as flame retardants can help to slow or extinguish an already burning fire. Chemical flame retardants contain chlorine, bromine, nitrogen, phosphorus, boron or other metals. And one of the way by which flame retardant work is through the formation of a substance known as char foam. This is just like a piece of toast burning in the toaster and a char forms on the outside, which insulates the undamaged bread on the inside. Once a fire starts on an object treated with a char foam inducing flame retardant, a chemical reaction within the retardant bubbles up to create a rigid, inflammable foam out of the char from the initial burning. This char foam also insulates the fuel from oxygen and heat. But there are many health issues associated with these flame retardants because they might disrupt the thyroid function, interrupt the immune system, and also increase the cancer risk. And now new strategies are being used to make fire retardants to either bind the chemical to the mattress or make it another polymer, because these polymers would be huge molecules that do not migrate. In contrast to the brominated fire retardants, they were smaller molecules and can easily leave the materials and objects. But can the fire resistant materials and flame retardants be relied upon for the fire safety is still a very big question. So always try to keep the candles, stoves and other fire sources inside the kitchen rather than in your bedroom. Hope you find it useful. If you did, then do subscribe to my channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified about my latest videos.